In the grand theatre of human affairs, where manipulators lurk like shadows in the wings, ready to pull the strings of your heart and mind, there stands a fortress unbreached: emotional detachment. Emotions are chains that binders forge, those sly artisans who craft guilt, fear, and desire into shackles that bind the unwary. But you, the aspiring prince of your own domain, must detach. Observe interactions as a chess master views the board, each piece a potential pawn in another's game. React not with heat, but with calculated calm. This unassailable composure starves manipulators of the drama they crave, leaving them famished in the dust of your indifference. Imagine yourself not as a mere player, but as the architect of the game. Machiavelli himself whispered in The Prince that the wise ruler must appear merciful, faithful, humane, upright, and religious, yet be ready to act otherwise when necessity demands. Emotional detachment is your cloak of invisibility in this masquerade. It begins with recognition. Every tear you shed, every outburst of rage, every flicker of jealousy is fuel for the fire of manipulation. The colleague who flatters excessively, a serpent coiling for the strike. The lover who provokes jealousy, a tactician testing your defenses. Detach, and their arrows glance off your armored soul. To cultivate this art, start with the mirror of self-reflection. Each morning, as the sun rises on your kingdom, meditate on your vulnerabilities. List them not with self-pity, but with the cold precision of a general mapping enemy terrain. I am prone to anger when challenged, you might note. Then forge a counter-strategy. When provocation arises, pause. Count to 10, not in weakness, but in power. Each number a brick in your wall of calm. Visualize the manipulator's face twisting in frustration as your stoic gaze meets their frenzy. You are no longer the puppet. You are the puppeteer, pulling strings they cannot see. Consider the battlefield of daily life. In negotiations, whether for a raise or an alliance, the emotional fool blurts demands fueled by desperation. The cold strategist observes, notes the twitch of an eyebrow, the hesitation in voice, the subtle shift in posture. These are tells, windows into the opponent's soul. Respond not with passion, but with probes, questions that reveal more than they ask. What do you hope to gain from this? You inquire coolly, while your mind calculates 3 moves ahead. Manipulators thrive on emotional escalation. Deny them that, and they wither. Remember the fox and the lion from Machiavelli. Be the fox to recognize traps, the lion to frighten wolves, but always detached, lest emotion cloud your cunning. Motivation surges from within when you grasp the rewards. Emotional detachment grants freedom, the ultimate power. No longer enslaved by guilt trips from family or friends, you choose alliances based on utility, not sentiment. The friend who drains your energy with constant crises, politely distance, observing from afar as they seek new victims. In romance, the partner who weaponizes affection, meet their storms with serene skies and watch them either reform or retreat. This is not heartlessness, it is wisdom. As Machiavelli advised, it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. But in self-protection, better to be untouchable than entangled. Yet detachment demands discipline, a forge where weakness is hammered into strength. Practice in small skirmishes, the rude stranger in line, the critical email from a superior. Respond with neutrality, analyzing intent over reacting to insult. Over time, this becomes armor, impenetrable. Envision the manipulator's despair. They hurl barbs of provocation, only to see them dissolve in your calm. You starve them, yes, of reaction, of validation, of control. They crave your drama to feed their ego. Deny it, and they starve in the void. Rise then as the cold strategist. Shed the chains of emotion like a snake its skin, emerging renewed and lethal. In this Machiavellian dance, detachment is your rhythm, calm your weapon. Manipulators will circle, probing for cracks, but find only steel. You observe, you calculate, you conquer. This is your path to invincibility. Walk it with the poise of a prince, and let the world bend to your unyielding will. For in detachment lies not isolation, but supreme command over the chaos others call life. Beyond the initial forge of detachment lies its mastery, the veil of indifference, a Machiavellian shroud that renders you invisible to the predator's gaze. Emotions, those treacherous whispers, must be silenced not just within, but projected outward as an unreadable mask. As the cold strategist evolves, so too does the art, transforming observation into obfuscation, calm into a weaponized void. Manipulators feed on your visible cracks, deny them sight, and they grope blindly in the dark. Wear this veil and you become the ghost in the machine of human intrigue, untouchable and omnipotent. Machiavelli taught that fortune is a woman, to be boldly seized, but only by those who veil their intentions. Indifference is that veil, woven from threads of restraint and ruse. It is not mere passivity, it is active deception, a strategic feint that lures foes into overextension. Picture the courtier who smiles warmly while plotting downfall. You must do the same, but in reverse, project cool neutrality to conceal your vigilant mind. The manipulator seeks emotional entry points, pity, anger, lust. Close them with indifference, and their keys turn in empty locks. To don this mask, begin with the forge of habit. Train your face as a sculptor chisels marble, expressionless yet approachable, a blank canvas that reveals nothing. In conversations, mirror without mimicking. Nod subtly, speak measuredly, but let your eyes remain distant stars, unblinking and inscrutable. When accused or tempted, respond with questions that deflect. Interesting perspective, what led you to that? This turns the spotlight back, forcing them to reveal while you remain shadowed. Indifference starves the drama, yes, but the veil amplifies it, making your silence a thunderous rebuke. In the arenas of power, workplace thrones, social hierarchies, the indifferent mask is your scepter. The boss who baits with criticism, meet it with a neutral noted, then observe their next move. They expect defense or submission. Your veil denies both, unsettling their balance. In friendships tainted by manipulation, the one who guilts you into favors, reply with polite vagueness, "I'll consider it." Watch as their insistence grows frantic, exposing their hand. Machiavelli warned against unnecessary cruelty, but indifference is cruelty's elegant cousin, subtle, effective, leaving no trace. Motivation ignites when you taste the fruits, liberation from emotional extortion. No longer do you dance to the piper's tune of others' whims. The family member who manipulates with tears. Your veiled calm forces them to confront their own theater, often leading to genuine change or retreat. In business, the negotiator pushing urgency. Your indifference signals strength, compelling better terms. This is power incarnate, not loud dominion, but quiet sovereignty. As the prince surveys his realm, so you oversee interactions, veiled and vigilant. Yet mastery requires vigilance against slippage. Emotions lurk like assassins. Guard against them with daily drills. Role-play scenarios, the betrayal, the seduction, the threat. Practice your mask until it fits like skin. Enlist a mirror or confidant for feedback, refining until even intimates cannot pierce it. Remember, indifference is not apathy. Beneath the veil, your mind whirs like a clockwork engine, analyzing, planning, striking when the moment ripens. Envision the triumph. Manipulators, those would-be puppeteers, tangle in their own strings as your veil renders you ethereal. They probe, they prod, but find only mist. You, the impenetrable one, move freely, alliances forged on your terms, enemies thwarted before they advance. This is the Machiavellian apex, detachment elevated to art. Rise now, don the veil. Let indifference be your crown, masking the strategist within. In this Game of Thrones, you are no pawn, but the unseen king. Manipulators will falter, starved and bewildered, while you ascend. Embrace this power, for in the cold embrace of indifference lies the warmth of true victory, unassailable, eternal.